want to go to my Procreate app today and show you a Zentangle. Now, what you do is you just draw a small square on your paper. Now, typically you use a 3.5 by 3.5 inch square, but I'd like you to draw a square about the size of the palm of your hand, maybe even a little bit smaller, a square just to start with. And then I'd like you to choose one of these patterns to put in your square. Not all of them, but just choose one. This one is more of an organic shape, and these are more sort of geometric. Geometric shapes have straight lines. So choose one of those and draw that on your paper, and then I'm going to start a new canvas and sort of show you how you do this process. So that's not very square. Let me try that again. Okay. I'm using my Procreate app because it allows me to draw and then to upload this to YouTube easily. So I'm going to start with a Z shape. Now, if you started with a different shape, just start with one side of it, one half of it, and do something either geometric or organic. Now, you could start with something like this and build around it, or you could start with something like this, polka dots like this, or you could do something like long lines that are sort of like lightning bolts. Maybe they sort of change direction a little bit. So there are a few ideas. So just jump in and choose something and start drawing. This process is meant to be sort of therapeutic and relaxing. And you could do, if you don't like it, you could start over and do another one. That's always a possibility. So since I did kind of a geometric pattern on this half, I'm going to go to the other one and I'm going to do a more of an organic shape. And it's going to be something that might look like flowers or petals. And so there's an example. And what I would do is sort of just repeat that in a few places and maybe going in different directions. So just quickly, and I'll just erase that and show you another example. If you don't like that, you could, well, I think a simple one that I already showed you would be this, and then you could even add something around it, almost like a sunflower or a sun, and you could do some of them out here in the middle and then do some of them on the edge like I did that first one. So I'm just sort of giving you some ideas. If you have your own ideas, that's great. So then I'm going to just work quickly and just try to fill in. Fill in most of the space, but not all of it. We always want to leave some areas that are quiet or just not busy. And I use the word quiet because I think when there's a lot of pattern, your design can get too busy and it almost looks confusing and not pleasant to look at. So I'm going to do one more here. And then I like to go and add some kind of additional pattern to parts of it. And I'm trying to work quickly so that this video does not turn into a long event. So I decided to go back over here and add some more pattern into my existing pattern. And then, I do lots of Zentangles, and I've never done one like this. This is just completely different. So then I like to go in and add some solid areas, because one of the 7 principles of design is contrast. So we like to have some contrast in our designs. So that means some dark areas and some light areas. And if you have I should have said at the beginning, if you have a pen, a black pen or marker would be great. If you don't have a pen, I hope you're just working with a pencil, because that's just fine too. If you want it to be more bold and dramatic, then you would want to have a black pen. So I'm going to do these areas black. So I know that I'm working quickly and that you can't work this quickly when you don't have this tool that I have. Now the next step is I'm going to choose an airbrush, because I want to simulate a pencil. Now if you have a pencil, this is where you would just start shading, and I'm choosing a brown to simulate. Now if we want it to look three-dimensional, we start and we shade behind parts of it. So whenever I put this shadow under this part, all of a sudden it makes that look like it's three-dimensional, and it's disappearing. It's disappearing into the recesses of the drawing. So adding three-dimensionality involves shading. And then, so if I wanted this flower to look like it's got a shadow behind it, I could do that. So it's going to make it sort of pop out and look like it's coming into the foreground. So I've done a very simple Zentangle, and I decided to put my shadow just on the right side of these flowers so that it looks like the light is coming from this way, because I did all my shadows on this side of my objects. And then, because I think this pattern needs a little bit more filled in, I'm going to go back and I'm going to put just a little flower, a little bit in here. So I'm pretty happy with my design, and I'm going to remind you that this is called Zentangle. There's so many wonderful Zentangle projects on the internet. I'm going to sign my name, and I hope you followed along with me, and I'd love to see your unique designs. Thank you.